Hello, everybody.
You throw my face up there like that first, you're going to scare off our viewers.
Hey, game 2 right quick.
Yeah.
And they're from Dan's page and my page. So welcome whoever you are. Throw a comment into the chat. Or make a comment and it'll show up in our chat and we'll respond to you. I guess one of them's probably Bill Sartain, the artiste.
I'm sharing you on my page, but not the artwork page yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I have to jump over there.
So how's it going, Josh?
Long week.
That good.
Long week.
Yeah.
Hopefully the weather's giving you a break. We actually had some weird bright thing in the sky today.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it in months.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Some nice 40s last night.
Yeah. I was watching. I saw that bright thing yesterday. It sort of scared me for a few minutes. I didn't know what it was.
I had to Google it. Did you see that radar return yesterday that Stephanie posted when the cold front was moving in?
Yeah.
And the monarch butterflies are coming south, riding the wave in front of the cold front, and they showed up on radar because there's so many of them.
I didn't see her post, but I was watching that front and seeing them. It's amazing that radar can pick that up.
I know, and we actually had one show up in the backyard this afternoon.
Yeah. The Shuttle Columbia showed up on weather radar.
Oh, yeah?
That's how they knew what happened.
Oh, dear, yeah.
It was one of those that weather guys are going, what the hell?
How you doing there, Bill?
Trying to figure out how to do this. Joe, are you not doing the show in the group tonight?
What group?
Stupid O'Clock group. Because I'm not seeing it. Unless mine's slow.
Hold on a minute. Let me figure out which one I'm going to cut.
HallowCon's, Rising Tide.
No, I didn't hit the stupid o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
How you been doing, John?
Dan, I'm going to drop it off your YouTube page
Okay.
and bring up the stupid.
Okay. There's nobody watching my YouTube right now, or YouTube. Yeah.
There we go. Now it's up on Stupid O'Clock. So
Okay.
I've got so many pages to link to, Bill. I can't keep track of which ones I'm supposed to.
Well, I know you usually do, and there we go. I got on the page, and it just showed a video that I shared from that Ginger Billy
Oh,
about the ambulance.
oh yeah, I hadn't seen that.
It's about like all his others.
Do you know what that guy does for a real life living? He is a respiratory therapist.
Oh my God.
Interesting.
He is a very intelligent person. He just plays them.
Yeah, this particular one where he's making, he always takes his truck and makes something out of his truck.
Yeah.
Well, now it was making an ambulance because the ambulance people can't get out to the people that live out into the country. But some of the lingo that he was using, and it did sound like he knew something about it.
Oh yeah. And what was it? One of the reasons I found out about it is he said something about cystic fibrosis, and then I got to looking into him, and he knew exactly what it was because that's what he does.
Yeah, they couldn't pay me enough to be a respiratory therapist right now.
They're earning their money.
Oh yeah.
Yep. I'm really feeling for all the EMTs out there right now because they're going through some stuff. Got to be busy time, and none of it fun.
Now, I got on a rant earlier today, and people. Well, let's change subjects. I'm not even going there.
Hey,
how's that swing shift working out for you, Dan?
I'll tell you what I did. I had it in my mind that I was going to start back on day shift last Friday. I got to work, I clocked in, and then they told me I was there 12 hours early. I was supposed to be on night shift over the weekend. So I clocked out, went home, and went right back to bed. And I went Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night on night shift, 12 hours each, which I have not done in a long time. And it was about like getting on an old familiar horse you hadn't ridden in a while, and the only exception is this one don't like you that much. I got to go back on day shift Saturday, so that's why there's not going to be a last man standing Saturday night, but we'll have one tonight just to make up for it.
So, I guess working that overnight long about 4:30, 5 o'clock, it was starting to get rough.
I had to go and make myself another cup of coffee. Indeed.
About 3:30. 3.
No. Usually it's about 4. And it's going to be the same on day shift because I've been used to working 8 hours, and now these are 12-hour shifts. So I can't just, go to the break room at 3 o'clock and go home at 3:30. I got to stay till 7 p.m. So or 7 a.m. if I'm back on day shift. I'm hoping that this will only last for about 8 weeks, And I do have my vacation time already set up for HallowCon, so ain't no problem with that.
Yeah, I'll get that also to you
Hmm.
in the morning.
I may actually get a room there this year. So.
I wish you would. We need to get our room count up.
Well,
And,
here's my problem. I told you my mom's got foster kids.
Yep.
Got a foster kid at the moment, but here at the end of the month, she's going to be getting his brother and his sister. So she's going to have 3. The one she's got right now has a lot of medical issues and is going to be going into surgery October 1st. So guess who just got voluntold to be a babysitter
for the next
month? I don't know what.
Hey, bring them on to HallowCon. Joe has these little bitty children's badges.
No, the children's badges are actually twice the size of the adult badges.
It would be hard for me to get anything done with a diaper bag in time.
Well, plenty of babysitters.
There's Ted.
Hey, Ted.
Welcome and congratulations, sir.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you haven't checked out Ted Davies' page.
Yeah, it's Halloween.
Oh, there's the Archie Campbell and Joe Dog coming out there.
Check out
Reverend Spooner has struck again.
Check out Ted Davies' Ted Davies Artistry's YouTube page, and check out his Tuesday show this last Tuesday, because Ted broke some fantastic news. I'm excited for him. I'm not going to.
We don't give him news anymore. He keeps breaking it.
Yeah. That would be TED Talks at 10 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but TED Talks Timepieces on Thursdays is going to take a break for a while here soon, and there's going to be a whole new show that Ted's going to do. And
Joe Dog just gave him a new nickname, Dead Ted.
Yeah.
Which I guess it has something to do with Grimm 101. I'm not sure.
Next will be where's Ted?
Yeah, Dead Tavies. That is a comic book. Dead Tavies. That is a comic book name if I've ever heard of one.
Dead Tavies.
It's got to be an anti-hero, though.
Yeah.
It sounds like a villain for Dick Tracy. Oh, wait a minute. We better not say that. The Facebook bots will be coming again.
Oh, Lord, no. Don't bring on the bots.
Poor old Chuck Shack, I'll tell you.
And Ted says that's better than Depp Tavies.
Yeah. I've been there myself. Oh.
He has been called worse.
And Ted, I hope you like the photograph of the way I framed the cover artwork for Grimm 101. It isn't up on the wall yet. I've got to go and buy some hardware so I can't just put a nail in these plaster walls. I got to get one of those little angle hooks where I can put the nail in so it don't drop the thing down and break the glass. But I thought, and my wife said, as soon as I opened the package and showed her the artwork and the comic, she says, "That's got to go on the wall." I said, "Well, hell, where do you want me to build a wall, baby? We're out of space."
Was that the picture you had on your Facebook earlier?
Yep. That's the cover to Ted's latest comic, and it is.
That's a great piece of artwork.
It's awesome. It's beautiful work. That's one of those things, and I'm from the looks of it, I'm guessing it's watercolor and ink, and that is a very, very difficult medium to work with. And Ted just does it like it's nothing. Hey, there you go. Beautiful stuff, all the way through. Oh, you're welcome, Ted. You're awesome. We know it. We're not too proud to admit it.
Oh, Sean Bubba Nelms, thank you for the big thumb.
That's my son.
Oh, that's your
That's
son?
that's my oldest boy. Yep.
Oh, okay.
He,
Welcome, Sean, wherever you are.
he's about 15, 20 miles away from where I'm sitting right now.
All right. So
He's
he's
on the
also,
he's on the other side of Athens from me.
so he's a Georgia boy too.
Oh Lord, yes. Lord, yes. And he's got his own business going now with doing uh, pressure washing and painting and things like that for people's houses. And he has been making custom fishing lures.
Oh, I
I've
remember you
noticed.
talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
he's doing real well. Some of those things are too beautiful to throw in the water, but when you do, you gonna catch a fish. Let me tell
Well,
you.
here
but I,
I used to work with a guy who would make the flies, the fly fishing,
Hmm.
tie the flies, and set them in a case. He says, I can't make them fast enough. People buy
but
them and actually hang them on the wall. Never use them.
I, well, there's a podcast friend of mine that lives in Texas. Um, him and his son just started doing custom crankbaits,
Hmm.
and it like jumped off quick as crap. I mean, crap. I mean, I don't know what they do. Dip them, spray paint. I don't know how they do it, but they look amazing. I mean, it's artwork. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
but
It is. And Sean's gone so far as to he's pouring the lead weights on the hooks. You're making them from scratch completely, and then painting them up, tying everything, all the feathers and the fancy whirligigs to it, and then he'll take them out and he will test them out, and it's very rare that the first cast does not catch a crappie right then.
Okay.
I'm very proud of him.
Of course, Ted just sent me a message here. He says he wants to set up an exclusive guest appearance at HallowCon next year. Let's do it. Dan, let him know how hard it is to be a guest at HallowCon.
Um, Basically, you just have to annoy Joe for a couple of months, and he'll beg you to come. But you got to be really annoying,
Yeah,
which
yeah
I have a
Ted,
talent for.
Ted, consider it done. Who left? Josh. Josh,
Josh,
Josh left completely.
he'll be back.
He's coming over to bug you, Joe. I think he wants to be a guest on HallowCon.
But yeah, Ted, you can consider it done.
Hmm.
If you're not mad at me by then, I'll absolutely try not to do that.
I
There
told
he
you,
is.
can't stay away.
Yep. What'd you do, Josh? Wrong button?
yeah, I did that time.
John does it all the time. Hey, Rick, did y'all hear that coming from behind me?
Oh, got a fourth rider! Yay! Now I've got to finish my contractual obligation so I can get this in gear.
How
All
many
right.
more words? How many more words you got wrote?
Oh, I finished two more, but they're short, and I've got to have about 6 or 7 more that are medium to long, which is going to take me a little while. But once once I get this done, and we can get the ball rolling on the next one, that's going to be guest writers in the series. So I may write something just to go in there just to, have my name in there somewhere. But it's coming along. I've heard from 2 people tonight, and 2 other people earlier last week, and we're trying to get in touch with some folks that have just vanished off the face of the earth. But I used the most recent emails that I have, and still haven't heard back from them. As a matter of fact, one email came back as invalid. So,
Well, what's the next one going to be based? I mean, what's the general idea of the next one, or
well, I'm
short
working
stories, or
I'm working on 3 at one time, but the ones that I'm talking about right now are short stories in my Spaceport Bar series. I've got to finish up one, a whole book of nothing but my own stuff, and then the 3rd one is going to be opened up to other people that have written stuff in the series for online over the past 20 years, and even brand new stuff. There's one guy that he said, "I don't like my story. I can do better now. It's been a while. Can I please rewrite it?" And I said, "Go for it, dude." So he's busy pounding the keyboard right now, trying to come up with to make it even better than it was before. And I thought it was pretty awesome before. So
it'll be the Zack Snyder cut.
Oh no, this is beyond Snyder. This is like going back to going old school, and then having a couple of updates on newer stuff coming in. But if we can get in touch with as many folks as we possibly can, then I will be overjoyed. I will be overjoyed. I've got several more addresses I've got to try. People, like I said, a lot of people disappeared 10 years ago or better, and some of their stories were from 20 years ago. So, I'm having to work from old email addresses and old contact information, trying to get in touch with them. And some of these are really out. Whoa!
What happened?
Hearing some echo.
All of a sudden, we're in a King Crimson album.
Echo? I didn't hear it there, so I don't know what happened.
Not hearing it at the moment.
It does sound like somebody's stomach's rumbling, or I'm hearing.
That's Joe's fan.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
She keeps standing in the yard, jumping up and down, waving pom poms. I mean,
wish he had some titties. I mean, no. Yeah, I'll say that.
Save that for the next show.
Joe's thinking it's Friday already.
It's a little early for that, Joe Dog.
Well, that's when I got up this morning thinking it was Saturday, so.
I ate some.
If I can just make it to Monday to the doctor with my shoulder, I'll be good.
I ate some smoked almonds last night before I went to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
And now you've got kidney stones?
No. Woke up about 7 o'clock this morning. I smelled smoke in the house. So I jumped up, threw some clothes on, went looking to see what was going on, and realized I was still smelling the almonds on my breath.
That'll put Listerine on your shopping list, won't it?
I thought maybe you did something else, John, and then you was like, I smell smoke.
Now, I have woke up the next morning and smelled corn.
Yeah.
Is that popcorn?
Is that popcorn?
Yes, we have been warned.
Well, I'm eating a Cracker Barrel peanut log. How do you figure that's going to come out?
It's not a peanut log. That's a pecan.
Pecan. You said peanut.
Pecan.
Oh,
Bill.
pecan. Yeah,
Or
that's
as we
right.
say in the South, pecans.
Pecans,
Pecans.
like coupons.
Coupons.
Pecan pie.
Pecan.
Now I'm hungry. Damn it.
How that chili gonna feel coming out?
Oh, Lord. Are we really going to do this, gentlemen? Are we really going to have a chili cook-off at HallowCon?
Oh, I forgot about that.
Hey, my date will have to be. I might not be able to stay there, but it'll be the last time because with the corona and everything going on, my wife does not. She cannot get an exact
Well,
date.
it doesn't have to be Corona. We can get Budweiser.
Well, I know, but I'm just talking about her work. But
Well, Frank Callis has submitted two contenders.
Oh.
For the chili cook-off?
Yeah,
Ooh.
we just have to
Lord.
pick them up.
We're going to burn the damn hotel down.
No. I'm going to cook it before I go there. Like, just
No.
bring it down.
no, you can't cook before you come there.
Why not?
We gotta cook. We gotta see what's put in it.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Actually, I was planning on bringing everything in Ziploc baggies and just dumping it in a crock
Crock
pot.
pot, yeah.
Yeah.
Josh wanted to cook a pig in the ground, but I kept telling him it's in a hotel.
Yeah.
I dig a hole outside.
We
But
will
it's at a
have,
Dalton hotel. That ain't unusual.
yeah, we will have,
I mean, this is Georgia. I mean,
we've got some pork. It is organically grown, free-range pork.
Okay, you got some explaining to do, Lucy.
And
Yeah,
he
I was
lives in
about
the
to say.
backyard. Okay.
Do what?
And he lives in the backyard.
No, it's organically grown, free-range pork, submitted by Mark Michael.
Okay. Did he film the harvesting of this organically grown pork?
Yes, there are photos.
never had a shot in his life or anything like that. So he's organic.
Evidently, he had one.
Yeah.
Rather
The last
towards
one.
the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between the eyes.
No, it was in the
No,
side.
you don't shoot it. You don't shoot pigs between the eyes.
It was in the side.
So,
It was in the side
Yeah.
from about 15 yards.
Whoa, that's awful close for a pig.
That's the easy part.
Huh.
No, pigs don't see
Smell.
too well. Pigs don't see too well. As long as they don't smell you, you can get real close.
I was about to say, you can get right up to him and on the side.
This isn't one of the wild ones from the woods, though, is it?
Hey, all right, now Peter's going to be on our ass.
So
So we'll cook them too.
I can put them in a chili too.
Hey, I hope
Yeah.
Yeah. Pita bread.
Pita bread. Yeah.
it does show up. People eating tasty animals is I'm a member.
Exactly.
I used to work with a guy who was a deer hunter, and he had.
Hi, Heather. Why is she not on the show?
Yeah,
Hey,
Because
Keisha.
she's busy being a nurse.
Yeah, she is very busy being a nurse.
Hello, Keisha. Hello,
Hi,
Heather.
Keisha.
Thank you, Shadow.
Heather.
And Heather, I think you understand what I'm talking about, the organically grown, free-range pork that we'll be having.
Nope, she just got home from work. Darling,
yeah,
you,
but
do
that-
what you, need, you do what you need to do and get on the show with us.
Well, we'd be lucky and highly pleased to
Have not
her, but
seen
if
seen
she's
your smiling
tired-
face in months.
I
I
know, but
have. I saw
you
it
you don't count.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Handle it.
and her name's in the credits and everything.
Yeah, really.
Well,
It's like-
yeah, but
Everybody is.
Who
That's
the heck is
okay.
Heather?
I
We
know
never see her on
him,
the
and I
show
know
anymore.
him, and
That's before her schoolwork got to really, really intense, and she had to step away for a while so she could, get the
Buckle down.
into the nursing and everything, and
And
pass all the classes and whatnot. And we're really proud of her. I mean, good grief!
yay!
Hey, good.
Now she's not doing schoolwork anymore.
No, she's a nurse now.
Yeah,
She's doing work.
She's doing the real deal. And let me
Nurse
tell you,
Heather.
I've got
Almost
nurses in the family here, and I know exactly how hard they work. And you don't get in their way.
Nope.
She doesn't have admin rights anymore.
It's been a while.
So
Hey, I tried to log in here from the wrong computer, and I was going, wait a minute. Did Joe Dog cut me off from admin or what? No, I had to fire up the other computer. That's what it was.
Oh, did I tell you about our detour? Yeah, she tossed her cookies. I mean, lost her cookies.
Same thing.
Did I tell y'all about coming home from outside con? We had to take a detour around the traffic on the freeway. Freeway was at a full standstill, and my Google GPS rerouted me around.
Mm-hmm.
Saw this group of donkeys over in a field. I looked over at my wife. I go, "Is that any kin of yours?" She said, "Yep, by marriage."
You're never gonna one up that lady.
No,
She been living with you too long.
Here, I thought you was going to start talking about a political convention over in the field.
Oh, Ted. Let's see. I don't have the spreadsheet pulled up, but it is something like 560 actual working days. That leaves out weekends, holidays, and my vacations. So,
and then they've actually thrown weekends in on you, so there may be actually more.
I haven't thrown that into the calculation. I don't know that I could redo the damn thing to take into account this temporary back on shift stuff. But let's just say February 5th, 2024. That's what I'm living for. That's the day I walk out for the last time.
Hey, Corey.
2024.
Yep.
Corey, if I sent you a link, would you be willing to come on and tell me the great news that HallowCon just announced tonight? Dan said, Ted Davies says he needs an assistant, or at least Christine does.
I ain't moving back to Michigan. I done told you that once. I escaped from there when I was 3 years old. I mean, not even at gunpoint. Y'all just gonna have to shoot me. I ain't going.
Too far north.
Oh Lord!
Just come across.
After you've seen snow halfway up the windows of a house that is not sitting directly on the ground, you kind of want to head for warmer climes. And I don't care about the humidity in Georgia, but at least most of the time it's comfortably warm. Some of the time it's uncomfortably warm, but I do not have to worry about 8-foot snow. Yeah.
It's called swamp ass. But
So in Michigan, you wasn't comfortably numb?
Well, I was only 3, so I wasn't comfortable. Let's put it like that. I might have been pretty numb, and that was before college. So that's some serious stuff there. We're talking frostbite.
Yeah, no.
Hi, Ace.
Hey, Ace.
Oh, hey, Ace.
Hey,
I see you jump in there, Ace Bonnie's wishing us a good evening. Thank you, sir. I just sent Corey a a link because Corey, uh,
Lady.
Blah, blah.
Corey is part of a group called FrankenCon in May at up in Knoxville, and they just made a guest announcement. I'm going to let him sort of jump on here and plug that out.
Can't
And
go to Knoxville.
That was the last ice age. Yeah. Unfortunately, I still remember the last ice age from that little bit right there. And like W.C. Fields, I'm not taking any chances. Like Prohibition, it might come back.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Up here. I saw y'all made an announcement. I wasn't able to watch because I was getting ready over here on this side. So, what's the big news?
Yeah, so we really had two announcements. One is we're doing a small event. We're limiting to 50 people. It's October 16th. We're calling it the FrankenCon Halloween Bash. We're going to have a guy named Rocky Gray. He was the drummer for Evanescence at one point in time.
Oh, cool.
He's also an indie horror filmmaker, and he does a lot of music composition for horror movies. He actually did the Spooky Dudes music I use now. He did all that.
Oh, okay.
He's just an awesome guy. So we're going to do we just wanted to have like a laid back sort of thing to sort of hype up FrankenCon, and then really so we could chill out too,
Yeah.
Because FrankenCon's going to be madness. But yeah, so next year, May 14th, 2022, FrankenCon, we announced the final piece of our VIP, which is we're going to have two of the stars from the original Sleepaway Camp, Catherine Kami and Felissa Rose. They're both going to be there, and we're going to watch the movie with them doing some commentary. So that's sort of crazy. And Felissa did our first event with us, and it was amazing. And she's just awesome. We just want to have her at everything now. So that was the big drop tonight, though. And I really appreciate you letting me speak about it.
Okay. But yeah. So what? Say the stars' names again.
Felissa Rose and Catherine Kami.
Okay. Cool. So that sounds like it's going to be a pretty good top with Joe Bob Briggs and who's the other lady?
So Darcy the mail girl. He's traditionally had a mail girl on all his Monster Vision and Joe Bob's Drive-In and all that. She's the mail girl on the current iteration, the last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs on Shudder.
Oh, okay.
And so I figured, get the 1-2 punch of both of them. We also have an independent filmmaker we announced earlier, not today, but before, Nigel Bach. He did a series of films called Bad Ben, which you can catch most of those on Amazon Prime. The first one was shot on a $300 budget, and it's basically Paranormal Activity, but with a very irreverent owner of the house who isn't going to take no mess from this ghost kind of deal. It's really awesome. I love his movies. So
all right. And then we had Heather just drop in. Nurse Heather.
Yes.
Hello, nurse.
Now, is it LPN, RN?
RN.
Okay.
Yeah, I have my ADN.
Say that again.
I have my ADN.
Okay. So it's Nurse Heather RN now.
RESPECT.
Yes, definitely. You better.
Josh has his UPN. Or UWN, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got my UW.
thank you for doing what you do, Heather. That's a big job, especially these days.
Thank you.
She was telling me about some of that last or 2 weeks
It's
ago.
rough. It's really rough. In the last 2 weeks, I've seen 4 deaths. 3 of them were compassion care. One of them was my first code.
I can't imagine it. Yeah, my wife works at VA, and
Here in Nashville?
no, she works here in Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't like talking about where he's at in Alabama.
Yeah, Tuscaloosa. Roll
Yeah,
Tide.
you guys get to experience the really nice tornadoes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's why it says UWN, United Weather Network. Yeah, we like to chase them. So I don't chase them.
I'm curious about them during the day. At night, I'd rather not deal with it because you can't see it.
Yeah, down south you can't. At nighttime you cannot.
And it seems to be that in our area they always come at night. I live in the greater Nashville area.
Well, and yeah, it's way too hilly, and there's not a lot of road systems to get out of the way.
Yeah.
So, but I was talking about chasing wise, but yeah, it's especially you get toward Arkansas. Arkansas is the worst.
That's why I never get toward Arkansas.
Well, we're trying to move back to East Tennessee.
I'm being dead serious. Arkansas is the worst. No road systems at all.
Yeah, Corey's here now, John.
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting right next to
John.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
John, me and John, you were on with me when the tornado started. That Easter Sunday tornado.
I was.
Yeah.
You and
Lewis.
Yeah.
That's when we brought Lewis in.
I was watching.
And Paul Barris, our local weather guy, went, "Oh no, that's a tornado." There was no tornado warning or anything.
Oops, there it is.
And most of the people who were actually hit with the tornado, they were, crawling out of the wreckage when they got the alert.
That was the one that hit. That was the day that the big one hit Mount Juliet up here.
Yeah.
And then COVID.
In the middle of COVID.
What hospital you work at?
Me, St. Thomas in Rutherford.
Okay.
I'm working acute care until I can get into labor and delivery. I'm in what's called a nurse residency program. I graduated in May, and they have a program for new grad nurses that teach us how to be a nurse.
Yeah, they do the same down here at the hospital in Tuscaloosa, from the University of Alabama. So.
Oh, I just saw this. Excuse me. Because you need an assistant, or Christine does. What, you offering me the position of assistant spoon boy?
That was back when he was talking. We've already talked about that.
No, yeah. Well, I was out of the room.
Was there any update on that shooting up there in Tennessee in that Kroger?
It's over in Memphis. And the last I heard was 2 dead, 13 injured.
Damn, I hadn't even heard about that.
Somebody walked into a Kroger in Memphis. Well, actually, it's in Collierville, which my dad used to live in Collierville. Kind of odd, but somebody walked into the Kroger, shot 2 people, shot up the place, injured 13, and wound up. They think he shot himself.
Shot himself. Yeah, I knew it. That's the last update I heard. I didn't know how many was shot or anything.
Did this happen today?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I haven't heard about it.
Yeah. All right, I'll be right back.
I saw a headline pop up for that, but I didn't see anywhere where they said the location. I didn't know it was in Tennessee.
Yeah, all I seen was Tennessee. I didn't know where it was at.
Reuters says he killed 1 and then himself. Well, I guess that's 2. So
You're dead.
And 12 injured. Yeah, wounding at least 12.
We're having a lot of problems with people pulling guns on the interstate.
Yeah, join the rest of the world.
It's been almost a year. We lost a nurse on her way to work to a shooting on the interstate. And not even 2 weeks later, I got stuck in traffic for 2 hours because somebody went to shoot somebody on the interstate.
Oh, wow.
And I've seen at least 5 more since then. And they've all happened at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Just like
That's every day in Illinois.
Is this like a road rage thing, or
some of them are, and some of them aren't. The one that happened that I got stuck in traffic, it started in Laverne, which is about 30 minutes from where, or not 30 minutes, about 10, 15 minutes from where the shooting actually happened. And it was like, it happened at an apartment, and then they got on the interstate and followed and then shot them in Murfreesboro, shot at them in Murfreesboro. And it shut down the interstate for like 8 or 10 hours.
I just watched a movie where something like, I mean, not that exactly, but it was like all about road rage. It's like, it's got Russell Crowe in it, and he gets honked at by this lady at an intersection and just torments her the rest of the film, driving around in this giant truck.
He would be good at that. He's got a rage problem of his own.
There's an old Dennis Hopper movie.
Yeah,
Duel. Where him and this truck driver go at it, and
which was based on a Steven Spielberg story, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Well, are you talking about Maximum Overdrive or
Duel.
Duel. Oh, Duel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, what was the one? I can't remember if it was truckers or bikers.
Yeah.
I remember
Duel was one of Steven Spielberg's first movies, by the way.
Okay. And this was a mid-'70s movie that starred Dennis Weaver as a father, and Susan Day was the daughter. And they were traveling in a camper on vacation, and they were getting harassed. I think it was from bikers, though. I don't think it's from truckers now, come to think of it. I can't remember that, but that was kind of like a road rage type movie.
Mm-hmm.
That almost seems like the original Wrong Turn.
Yeah. There was another one based on a Roger Zelazny story that basically it was a haunted car. There was nobody driving it. The car was driving around and killing people. And it was called The Car.
Oh, yeah. I've seen The Car.
Yeah. Very cheap production values, but I think it was a made-for-TV movie. But if you read the original story by Zelazny, it's even more applicable as a horror story. I mean, it goes into a lot of detail about what's actually going on that you don't get in that movie.
Speaking of horror, while we're on this subject,
well, it is a HallowCon's channel.
You see where Rob Zombie is remaking
the Munsters?
Yes.
Oh,
the shooting in Bosnia, right? Like they built the whole neighborhood or something. They built the whole street.
Yeah, I thought it was in Los Angeles.
Mm-mm.
I don't think they can afford to shoot it in Los Angeles.
No,
but they haven't announced the cast yet. Last I heard, but he is going to try to stay as true to the
PG, and he's going to try to make it PG-13.
Yeah.
So, well, we know Sherry Moon Zombie will be in there. It's
doing
some
something.
capacity, something. Yeah. Somebody made a meme that was hilarious. It was every member of the Munsters family, and it was just her face pasted on it. And it said, it was Rob Zombie talking. He said, well, I tried to, find the best cast members for the job, and it was just my wife the whole time.
You have to find, Corey, you have to find that and paste it, put it on Stupid O'Clock.
I will search it out right now.
That movie I was talking about was called Terror on the Beach. It was actually just a TV movie from 1973. A family's outing turns out badly as they are terrorized by a gang of young thugs. And it's Dennis Weaver, Susan Day, I think Estelle Parsons is in it, and I forget who all else. Let's see, Estelle Parsons. Seeing if I see, let's see, somebody.
Oh, that reminds me.
Nobody else to speak of.
Something you can look into. Y'all got a bigger budget than I do. The truck from the movie Duel is over in North Carolina. And he does con appearances.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it's on sale, and I'm going, damn, I don't need that bigger truck.
I don't have that kind of budget.
Yeah.
I need a pickup. I don't need a.
And he's also got a red '68 Valiant. That goes with them.
Mopar or no car?
Have you? I think I asked y'all. I don't know. I don't think I was on the show anytime last week. Have y'all watched the new Candyman?
Planning
Not yet.
on seeing it this weekend.
Well, I won't say anything about it. I'll say it's a good watch. I'll put it that way.
I've heard mixed reviews. Corey, now since we're talking movies, what do you think of the remake of The Lost Boys?
I mean, I've seen a lot of people like really posting hopeless stuff about it. I love the original. The sequels I actually didn't watch. There were some kind of direct-to-video sequels with like Corey Feldman grown up, and I didn't watch those. But I mean, the thing is, the remake comes out. It could be good. It could be bad. It's never going to take away from the original. People get very bent out of shape about they're ruining my childhood. And I'm like, dude, if that ruins your childhood that they make a crappy remake, you got bigger problems. You're going to have to find something else to worry about.
Really?
Well,
if it's a crappy remake, it probably just wants to make you watch the original that much more. So the people who did the original are saying, bring it on.
Yeah. I'm good with it. I say give them a shot and, watch it with an open mind. And if it sucks, let's just go back and watch the old one because it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
for me, it'd be an open bag of popcorn instead of an open mind.
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
Kind of like the Tim Burton Willy Wonka movie, and that when that thing just kind of plummeted to the earth and blew up, and the interest in the original Gene Wilder movie just exploded after that, and now you see it everywhere. I can't go to the damn grocery store without seeing Time Life magazine all about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or going down the toy aisle and seeing Amigo Willy Wonka patterned after Gene Wilder, of course, and not Johnny Depp.
I just read today that Disney has acquired the entire catalog of Roald Dahl movies. So Willy Wonka, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
That's not a Roald Dahl.
That was Ian Fleming. I'm sorry.
Ian Fleming. Yeah.
Yeah. James and the Giant Peach, that sort of thing.
Yeah, they're talking about making some animated series, and they are going to start off with a Willy Wonka animated series.
The
Is
glass
what I heard
elevator
on-
always needed to be made. I thought that was a good book. Here I am with the library, and I don't even have a picture of it behind me. I should change green screens here.
What do you guys what do you guys think of the best movie remake you've seen? Like, doesn't have to be horror, just anything.
Oh, that would be difficult. I'm not fond of remakes because usually the originals are sentimental. I won't say better. I'll say sentimental. I liked the new versions of The Thing, but the original black and white Thing from Another World is always going to be one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. I love the crosstalk in there, the way people actually sounded like people sound in real life, talking over one another during a scene. And I mean, I know the special effects were cardboard and whatnot. I mean, I'm used to that because I'm a Doctor Who fan. But these things, when people do a remake, they either do it so well that everybody accepts it, or it's a little bit lackluster and everybody goes, "Oh, the original was so much better." And I'm not talking about the curmudgeons that say the original is always better, because sometimes it isn't.
Yeah, the John Carpenter's Thing is so different from the original.
Mm-hmm.
That, I mean, they're both stellar.
Yeah, I agree. And the main reason I like the original so much is because of the way it was done, and it was not so flash and so heavy on the effects. It was all heavy on the psychology of everybody in the cast. In the story, even though it changed the story, and the Carpenter version is much closer to the original story.
Now, most remakes, in my opinion, suck. But there are the only really good exception I can think of is Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did like Battlestar Galactica.
I just can't think of. And then there's some movies that if you read the book and then they did some, whoever did the screenplay was obviously having mental issues at the time. You know, I'm not gonna mention any names, Starship Troopers, but that's, you know.
Yeah, whoever did the screenplay obviously never read the book.
I get
Just
to
had
where
a cast list to go by.
I listen to audiobooks, and
Right.
then I'll watch the movie or the TV show after I listen to the audiobook. And then when I sit down to watch, it's like I've got so much hope in my head for like a certain scene that I remember from the book that was just like the best scene in the world, and then they don't do it justice on screen.
Or even do it at all.
Well, it's like the Harry Potter books. I
was just thinking that.
For like 10 years after the books came out before I started watching the movies. And I started reading the books just as the Half-Blood Prince 2. Not the Half-Blood. Oh my gosh, what is it?
The
Oh, Lord.
Deathly Hallows.
Deathly Hallows 2 was coming out. So Deathly Hallows 2 came out in the movie theaters as I was picking up the books. And when I got to the Deathly Hallows, the audio book, that was when Deathly Hallows 2 was coming out on DVD. My dog's hungry. You're going to have to forgive her. My husband fell asleep on the couch. And
sound like a
so
chihuahua.
it's not a chihuahua, it's a cattle dog.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
Itty bitty cattle.
the snake memory scene. at the end of the book. I remember listening to it and picturing it in my head and everything that was in it. And then I watched it on screen and they only did like a third of it. And I was so disappointed because I loved that scene in the book.
But I mean, it's very hard to go from book to screen.
They are two different entirely. Excuse me. Let me get the words in the right order. They are two entirely different art forms. So.
Yeah. What was Ron's girlfriend's name?
Hermione?
No, the one before that.
Jenny?
No, that's his sister.
Ron.
That's Ron's sister.
Talking about Ron's girlfriend?
Ron had a girlfriend during the Triwizard tournament.
Oh, yeah. The one that Hermione didn't like.
Right. And in the book, in the Battle of Hogwarts, she saves her life. Hermione saves her life by knocking off the werewolf guy. In the movie, the werewolf guy kills her, and she knocks the werewolf guy off of him.
I can't think of the name now.
And then they didn't go into the part where Charlie died, which that kind of, I'm like, I was waiting for that. I was like, how could they not show that?
I think the best.
The same way with Walking Dead. I mean.
Oh well, yeah.
They don't.
And Game of Thrones, for that matter. I mean, you read the books, and then it's like, what the hell are they putting on the screen?
But I think a great representation of going from book to the screen was going from Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes to the BBC's 1984 return to Sherlock Holmes with Jeremy Brett playing the lead character. That book, you could almost go verbatim. At the very least, you could use the book as a script for most of those episodes that they did, and I'm not saying anything bad against Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce. Those were great movies, but a lot of them had nothing to do with the book or very little to do with any of the books.
Okay. Do you remember the movie League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Which was based on a graphic novel, which is really good and all that sort of stuff. But the problem is they have Alan Quatermain. Now, Alan Quatermain was played by Sean Connery, which he did a pretty good role, all sorts of stuff. The only problem is, if you've ever read any of the Alan Quatermain books, he's this short, hairy guy that looks like a gorilla. Okay. He does not look like Sean Connery. All right. It's just, and it drives me nuts every time they had, what was his name? Richard Chamberlain that played Alan Quatermain. And I'm like, no, that's, it just drove me nuts.
I remember that too. Yeah. Those, were there more than one?
There were three, I think, with Richard Chamberlain.
With Chamberlain, yeah.
Because it was Richard Chamberlain and Sharon Stone.
Yeah.
And Sharon Stone, who was a great actress, was playing a dumb blonde, and just like, oh my God, it's like.
But Corey, back to your question, remakes. I would say I won't take it to a horror film. The new It's, I would say that they were better than the original.
I've got one to tie them all, like the books, the TV, and the remake. Yeah. I actually found one in it. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, God, don't get that.
You didn't like it?
For the first I was so thrilled by it for the first 15 minutes. And then they went off on that Magrathea arc. Yeah. And I'm like, where the hell are they going?
It wasn't like too bad in my opinion. Like, I really liked the books and I really liked the BBC series that they did.
Yeah.
And the radio shows and I really liked all of that. And the movie, I can actually sit down and watch the movie, the remake of the movie. It doesn't like twist me up inside or anything like that, or take too much away from the original. In my opinion.
I do have to confess, when it comes to the movie, I have to have a pot of coffee. Otherwise, I'm asleep before the dolphins get through in the introduction.
Really?
Really? Now,
So I guess I'm alone in this one.
I've got all the books, and I love them. I've got the BBC video series. I love it. I've got a recording of the original BBC radio series, and all of those are different, and so is the movie.
I had the audio book. I wish I could remember his name, but it was read by the actor that played the voice of Marvin the robot in the BBC series.
I've got that. I've got that, the audio books with him reading it. I've got the BBC radio shows. My mom has the original, or not the BBC, just the radio shows, and my mom has somewhere on VHS the BBC TV series. Mm-hmm. And I still have a VCR. I need to go and raid her VHSs. My mom has every single Next Generation episode on VHS. She recorded them. She's got old Doctor Who's.
So you need to get them transferred to DVD.
That she'd sit there and she recorded every single Doctor Who.
My VHS is right over there behind O'Hara's boobs.
Which one do you push for rewind?
I was about to say which one you mash.
That's rude, gentlemen.
Poke. Okay, there we go.
My VCR is sitting on a shelf in the extra bedroom.
Now, Heather,
I have to get a converter.
Okay, there we go.
I have to tell you, Heather, the VHS copy of the BBC Hitchhiker's Guide is different from the DVD copy of the Hitchhiker's Guide because the VHS had to cut out a few things.
Mom recorded them off the TV.
Well, even more so, but no, not a lot.
They just had to cut some.
They just basically they had to cut Douglas Adams.
Well, let's put it this way: you don't have to stand up when they play "God Save the Queen."
No, there's like 3 or 4 different differences, and the one that comes to mind the most is that the VHS tape did not include the full scene of actually Douglas Adams throwing tiny green pieces of paper in the air and walking into the ocean. Because it was he was naked, and the BBC would not show that on TV because evidently they didn't think Douglas had a cute butt. Okay. But
now wait a minute,
we could not show his backside.
Douglas Adams was naked, and you had to preface it with tiny bits of green paper. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you've read the books, if you've read the books, you know the scene that I'm talking about. But evidently, barbarian.
And see, that would be something that would fly on the TV nowadays.
Oh yeah, nowadays. Yeah. But back in what was it, the 80s?
I think 90s,
so. 90s.
Now wait a minute. This is the same BBC that did Zardoz. Okay, if Sean Connery can run around a red cod piece, I'm pretty sure they can show Douglas Adams' butt. Okay.
And remember, they did Monty Python's Flying Circus that had various
nude organ players.
I love that show.
Well,
somebody
and
nude playing with their organ.
Or the guy who what was it? John Cleese played the guy who wasn't fazed by anything, and he walks in to get the newspaper, which he buys the newspaper from the topless woman. Then he walks out to the corner to stand on the corner to read the newspaper while this big Karloff-looking Frankenstein starts beating everybody else behind him on the head. and knocking them down on the ground. And of course, he doesn't notice any of it.
I cannot swear one way or the other what the BBC will censor or not censor from one decade to another. They're
one day to another.
they're British. And I'm married to a British woman, so I've got a little bit of insight into this.
Oh, what was Jeremy? The guy from Top Gear, Jeremy. He got mad because the caterer screwed up one of their show. They were out taping something, and the caterer screwed up, and he wound up smacking somebody.
Oh, and he got
and they canned him for it. And I'm like,
yeah,
Jeremy Clarkson.
Yeah,
there you go. Thank you. I could not remember his name,
they
although
fired,
I should
they
because
fired him, the other two quit. Said we won't do the show without him.
and that was too small of a union to work.
But no, I love the fact that his two co-hosts are like, "Hey, we're out too." You fire him, we're out.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the kind of thing you do when you've got that kind of camaraderie between you on an ensemble show like that. But like I said, it was too small of a union for it to work. You got to have a bit more than 3 people in order to put some pressure on the
well,
the
not
BBC.
if you're the right 3 people. I mean, let's face it. When they quit, that was the show. The only person left was Stig, and nobody knows what he looks like. So.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't go ahead and do a Stig show after that. Just rub it in their faces,
I was about to say, I don't know what kind of ratings they was getting. So.
Well, it must have been pretty good. It must have been pretty good. It was an excellent show all the way through. It had high comedy. It had some really hair-raising antics with cars and test tracks and whatnot, and it had a lot of guest stars that were put behind the wheel of cars that some of them should never have been allowed within 500 miles.
Not some of those cars, no.
Oh man. Oh, they even had Rick Wakeman out driving something, and he's going, "Well, I'm a keyboard player, not a race car driver." Oh, memories. No, I mean, it was on over here on BBC America, or in some cases BBC Canada, depending. But
propaganda.
Nah. Yeah. There's a lot of things that BBC Canada gets that BBC America doesn't get, and still some good TV series.
I think that's what I get on my cable. Is BBC America.
Heather just gave me a dirty look.
No, I didn't. I'm just like, I'm getting kind of tired.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah, I muted my mic because I had to sneeze, and trust me, that y'all wouldn't want to hear that. My sneezes are quite loud.
Hey, Corey.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I had to go back in a chat. Apparently, that meme does not exist on the internet. It's in a Facebook private chat I had with some people.
Oh, it does now because you put it on stupid o'clock. It will be on the internet forever.
That one and the one before it, where he's like, I've been interviewing 450 ladies for the job of Lily Munster. I've decided to cast my beautiful wife Sherry. No one would be better.
I don't know if I can say this, so I'll paraphrase it. Have you seen Everybody's Friggin' in a UFO?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's
the titles of his last 3 albums have been insane. They've been 10, 15, 20 words a piece. Like Electric Kool-Aid, Acid Trip, Devil, Mama, Fish.
Well, one of my favorite ones is what was it? Phantasmagoria and the Chicken Run Blastorama.
Yeah, I
That's,
think that was before he went Rob Zombie. That was a White Zombie track.
no,
yeah.
that was that.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. No, I
That
can't
wasn't.
remember now. But it was the dance mix thing that they did.
Oh, like super sexy swinging sounds.
That's
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Those remix albums are fun.
Corey, have you ever heard of a website called the Wayback Machine?
I've heard of it. I've never actually used it, but I've heard of it.
They actually download and record the entire internet every day.
Oh, is it
Yeah. If it has ever
archive.org
existed
or whatever?
online, no, well, it might be, but basically I find it by the Googling Wayback Machine. But if you remember the date and the show or whatever, you can find stuff that has been deleted long ago from most internet archives.
That's a
Okay.
hell of a supercomputer.
Oh, and just for the record,
Lord, they get terabytes a day.
and just for the record, do not Google super sexy swinging singles.
Okay.
Okay, just
Swinging
that
sounds.
means
not singles,
John
not
is
singles.
on there somewhere.
Don't look up singles. It's sounds. That's what.
Corey's on there.
No, believe me, those are two different searches.
Yeah.
And one of them John is on, but
Yeah, John is on one. Corey's on the other.
All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna head out. I've been.
Well, thanks for
Heather, it's nice seeing you.
Heather,
Hey,
yes.
Heather.
Yeah.
nice
Sorry,
to
I
meet
can't stay
you.
longer. I've been up since like 4 o'clock, and I worked a 12-hour shift, and that was the third one this week. So I'm like,
It's understandable, honey. You're doing great,
You're
and we're all proud of you.
You're doing God's service. You're in the front lines. Thank you.
Get some rest.
as long as I don't have to see any of you in that, I'm good.
Hey guys, let's all go. Oh,
No, I don't
No.
know, because I can't. I'm very happy that I've not seen anybody that I know.
yeah.
May that
What would you
continue.
do if something like that happened? I mean, just would you
She'd break down.
step back and let somebody else do it, or what?
I'd do what I could. I'd be in the room as much as possible because
Uh,
so what sucks about this whole thing is the way our hospital works is the regular, everyday average person COVID unit is closed. Nobody can get in except for the staff that are working that unit. Now, if you have to go up to the PCU or if you have to go down to the ICU, they can have visitors, but they can only do window visits. So a lot of the people that I hear when they come back from being really, really sick, it's the days blend together and it's really lonely. I had a guy that was super, super, super depressed because he hadn't seen his family in 3 weeks. And so we're supposed to cluster our care and spend as little time in these rooms as possible because it limits our exposure and decreases our chances of getting it. We've got full respirators where we've got our face shields, safety glasses, and we're wearing our gowns and gloves. And I would go into these rooms and I spend as much time as possible as I can with those just to give them some conversation, some brain stimulation. And there's that guy, they were like, we were trying to push to get him off COVID precautions so that he could go to a regular unit and see his family. And the second that I told him, I was like, dude, if I could, I would pull my computer in here and I would sit down and chart and just talk with you. The second that they pulled him off COVID precautions, we opened his door. I pulled my computer in at the end of the day and charted and conversated with him. Like, I would do what I could to be in that room working and talking just to give somebody the conversation and the human stimulation because it is. It's you've got your TV, you've got your phone, and that's it.
Well, you're an angel of mercy, Heather, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to remember that when they get out.
Like I said, we're all proud of you.
Absolutely.
For the most part, I enjoy what I'm doing. It's when, the people are really happy that, we're providing the care and we're doing what we can to make their lives better. They're very appreciative.
And I would pray if I got that. I would hope I'd have somebody there like you. So.
And I can hear that your puppy needs you.
Yeah, she's getting on my nerves. She
says, "Feed me."
She's been fed now. She's got to go potty. She's acting out a lot more because she's in her crate more often. She's used to me being home all the time because of school and stuff, and now I go in. I have to be at huddle at 6:45 in the morning, and then we don't leave until 7:15 if we're done with our paperwork. So she's in her crate until my husband comes home, which can be anywhere between 5 and 7 at night. So she's been acting out a little more.
Yep, I understand. I've got 3, maybe 4 nurses in the family here, including my wife, who's a former geriatric care nurse. So I know exactly what kind of work it is and how hard it can be and how long the hours can be. So I keep saying I'm proud of you, and thank you, and I know you're good at what you do because I know you. You couldn't help but be good at what you do.
I'm trying. It's very humbling. It's very humbling, but I'm trying.
Heather, my sister-in-law, lives over by Elizabethton, Tennessee. Her and her mom both got COVID. Plus, my sister-in-law is a double amputee. She has suffered kidney failure, so she's currently going through dialysis 3 times a week. And she's only about 44 years old, having dealt with all this. Plus, she's diabetic. That kind of contributed to her being a double amputee and that. So the whole time, I spoke with her tonight because they're supposed to be coming up this weekend. We're throwing her brother a surprise 50th birthday party. And she got through her 10-day quarantine and she got her negative testing. And I said, well, what did you do about dialysis the whole time that you were that you had COVID? Because that's life or death right there too. And she said there was a place, I thought she said in Greenville or someplace like that, about almost an hour away from her, and she had to go there for dialysis. She had, like I said, about an hour away. She had to be there at 6 a.m. because that's the only time they were able to take COVID patients, was during that time in the morning. So that was kind of hell on her, but she had to do it. She couldn't go without her treatments, and at least there was somebody there that could do it for her. And
one of my patients got dialyzed today. We're having to bring the machine where we've got mobile machines now. So it comes into the room, the nurse hooks them up, and then the nurse sits outside of the room and looks through the window and watches them as they dialyze. And if there's any problems, they have to gown up and go in. And it's so hard because our treatment, depending on when it's caught, you get remdesivir. And then we also treat with albuterol dexamethasone, which is a steroid, and Levaquin, which is a blood thinner.
What I was about to say, do y'all do the lines? Do y'all have to go in the rooms, or do y'all run the lines out the
We're
door?
going in the rooms. We're
Well, see,
not doing the extension tubing. They're not even doing the extension tubing in the ICU at our hospital.
Wow.
Hey, sometimes you have to do it right there.
But so yeah, everything is going on inside the rooms, and but the dexamethasone, we push it through the IV with a syringe. We hook the syringe up and we push it, and then we give them the blood thinner shots, the Levaquin, in their bellies.
Yeah.
So it's really hard for dialysis patients who have COVID because they're on the blood thinners and they
still have to.
They have to watch the dialysis machines even harder because one of the big side effects of COVID is blood clots.
Kidney blood clots and
clots,
also
yeah.
kidney.
And so if they're
failure,
dialysing and you give them too much heparin, they're going to bleed out.
Yep.
But you have to watch it carefully because if they do clot while they're dialyzing, it can cause all kinds of havoc.
Yep.
But anyways, enough about this.
All right.
It's supposed to be a happy show.
Get some rest.
Y'all have
Nice
a
to meet
wonderful
you.
evening. It is nice seeing everybody.
Oh,
All right.
it's
See you
wonderful
again.
to see you again.
All right.
Keep up the good
Y'all
work.
come back now, you hear?
When I can, I will. I've just got this crazy schedule.
Don't we all?
All right. Y'all have a nice evening.
You too.
You too.
Yep.
Bye.
John just
All right.
John's
Heather's gone. Now I can
background is
now I can talk
strong.
about the mega comment.
All right.
All I'm going to tell you when you talked about the swinging sexy singles or whatever, what not to Google, you better do some damn
Snazzle.
check when you Google grandfather clocks. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
And-
what was it?
And
I asked,
naturally, Joe Dog would be the one to find this
I asked
fact.
one of
The
my mom's
hard way.
one of my mom's foster kids wanted to help me cook. And I said, okay, look up chicken breast recipes. And apparently, all she typed in was breasts.
Breast.
Hmm.
Ace. Very funny. Very funny.
Okay, I'm going to read you a news story here.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
right.
Mega Comet C-2014 Uniform November 271 is likely bigger than Mars moon Phobos. They're estimating that this comet is 93 miles across.
Is this the one that's the size of the Statue of Liberty?
93 miles across. It's bigger than Manhattan.
Well, no.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant. Bigger than Manhattan.
Bigger than Atlanta.
No kidding.
Oh.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Yes, it's much bigger. Unless you have some really big bread that you're cooking. Yes, it's
Really?
bigger than a bread box. Okay, but apparently it's floating around our solar system right now, and it's somewhere. It might be headed into the sun, but they're not certain. So that's. And then the other big astronomical thing is something hit Jupiter.
Yes, I read about that. Yes, it did. And an
And-
amateur astronomer caught it. And
It just
as
so
the
happened to
pros
be
missed it.
he had his telescope aimed at Jupiter, just happened to be videotaping Jupiter whenever this thing was hit. And whatever it was big enough that if it had hit the Earth, it would have wiped out the entire planet in one shot. So
Yeah.
that was kind of.
Don't you find it funny, amateur people, all this stuff sometimes?
Well, no, because the professionals have a schedule of stuff they want to look at. And the amateurs go, hell, I will look at anything at any time.
But the thing is, I'll give you, and I was thinking this a while ago when Heather kind of mentioned it. You know, she talks about she's had 3 people die that she's seen at where she works, hospital.
Mhm.
But there's an entire industry out there that deals with dead people. And they do such a good job that we really don't see most of them. And I mean, it's like police, highway patrol, paramedics, ambulance drivers, the people at the funeral homes, all the hospital workers, just all these
Fire, rescue.
fire and rescue, and just it's all the different and you got different levels of rescue. You got everything from your average fire department going out to a traffic accident to cave rescue to water rescue to cliff rescue, all these different rescues that they have out there that are specialized in doing this. They do such a good job that you very rarely actually see a dead body, which 100 years ago you were probably
wouldn't have heard
tripping
that.
over dead bodies on the way to work. Okay. And it's turned into an industry where people take care of this. When my uncle died, we had those two nice guys. They came out in their little hearse and brought in their gurney and put him on the gurney, put a blanket over him, took him out. Just real nice guys. And one of them he didn't say it because he was doing the nice, funeral home thing. But I could tell by looking at him that he was ex-military, because you don't see a lot of guys from a funeral home wearing Danner combat boots. That's so. Josh, you okay?
Oh no, I just get it.
You're just showing off your air conditioning.
Yeah, shut up.
Now that it works.
Like,
I
I
thought he fell on the floor again.
yeah, I fell.
I'll tell you what.
But
I'm about to get me a
but back to your point there, John.
Yeah.
They're trying to compare, they said, this has surpassed the Spanish flu of what, 1912, 1911?
1911.
1918, I do believe.
No, it was
1919.
after World War I, so it was 1918.
Yeah,
1919.
Yeah,
1920.
whatever year.
Because they supposedly they brought it back from Europe. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
But the population back then
Yeah, no kidding.
was
There was
1/5.
the population back then, and it surpassed that. Well, no shit.
And even then, they probably didn't know how many people died of it.
That's the thing.
A bunch.
Back then, you had people dying from all sorts of things, including common flu. Not
Yeah.
just the Spanish flu.
And right now, they're not even checking for the common flu.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
If anybody dies of anything that has lung inflammation, it's COVID.
Yes.
And it's
Man, when I went and got checked last week, they didn't check me for the flu. They just wanted to swab my nose for the freaking COVID. I'm like, okay.
you could die from Ebola right now, and they'd call it COVID.
Oh yeah.
So from February of 1918 to April of 1920, it's saying that an estimated about 500 million people, or 1/3 of the world's population, became infected.
Well, that's worldwide, though. That's
Yeah.
But
And if I
that is
remember
it's
correctly,
from the
it's
same
still count.
pandemic.
I mean,
Yeah.
the Spanish influenza was actually a COVID variant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's a viral infection.
It was an H1N1 influenza A virus.
Yeah.
So yeah, that covers the same sort of thing as the
flu,
bird flu, the swine flu, and lots of other. And they're. I was reading today that people are starting to speculate that the Spanish flu never actually went away. It just mutated a little bit. Now we get it every year, and it's just really, really mild. And
That's probably what's going to wind up happening with COVID.
Yeah. It's going to become another variant of a common flu,
Yeah.
but it's going to kill a bunch of folks till it mutates till it's less deadly than it is.
The H1N1 has, let me see, it is mutated into the swine flu, the bird flu, the avian influenza, and several others. And let's see, I'm trying to read.
Well, yeah, I mean, you had SARS-1.
SARS-1, and this is SARS-2.
Yeah.
And
Well, strange enough, a lot of people don't realize that one of the reasons that they were able to get the vaccine out to the to the world population as quickly as they did is that people were studying SARS-1.
Yep.
And they already had a lot of good. They already had a lot of good genetic information on it before COVID broke out, which was SARS-2. It's literally the same family of what hit back in, was it 2001 or 2003? I can't remember which.
I think it
3 or 4.
SARS-1, something like that. And then reemerged as SARS-2, which is what we're going through right now.
Yep.
And all the various variants and stuff like that. So eventually, once it mutates the human population, which is why we have a Delta variant now, and they're talking about another one,
Lambda.
And once all the variants die down because of genetic mutation, we'll go back to normal.
Well, yeah, it'll be
whatever that is.
Less virulent.
Well, you have to reach herd immunity.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody has to have the antibodies, and there's only 2 ways to get the antibodies:
natural,
or get the inoculation.
Yeah. And
natural antibodies is stronger than inoculation.
Oh yeah.
One of the things I read today was that worldwide, almost half the human population has been inoculated now, or had it, and survived. I think that's a combination of the two. But that's like half the people on Earth. And you know how many people we got?
7 billion.
No, it's more than that now.
We're approaching 7 billion.
No, we're over 7 billion.
Yeah, we're over 7 billion.
Now, if each of y'all will send me $1, I'll shut up.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
count the Haitians. Make sure you count the Haitians.
Let me see. As of March 2020, we were at 7.8 billion.
Yeah, I was about to say we're approaching 8.
We could literally be at 8 billion right now. So
that's not good, because 9 is max. I've heard 9. The Earth can't support much more than 9 billion.
Well, why do you think the Chinese probably genetically modified?
You're going to get us banned from Facebook.
I stopped.
I'm glad you did. I don't agree. Did you see? You do have a valid point, but I don't agree with it. But I'm glad you stopped.
Did you see where the report came out today that they were going to release more modified bats that had more different viruses in it? I don't know if you've seen that report.
Modified bats?
Yeah, with more.
You're gonna have jet thrusters or something?
No, genetically modified.
Genetically modified bats.
Virus.
They'll have 8 wings. They'll have 8 wings instead of 2.
Yeah.
No. That means it's a spider bat. No.
Yeah. If it's a spider bat, we're going. We're going
combining an octopus and a bat. Octobat.
Yeah. We're going to war.
Yeah. Sounds like the Jetsons car when it comes flying in.
Believe me, these South American riding spiders have invaded the South here in the last 4 years. I'm about to get out the flamethrower. I got to mow the yard tomorrow, and these things are going from tree to tree. Let me tell you. I hate to do it, and
Hey,
my
I
wife
don't
is
know what.
my wife is walking around with a broom handle, sweeping them out of the way every day so we can open the front door.
I don't know what it's been for the last week and a half. There's spiders out my front door, back door, in the
Yeah.
trees. They're everywhere.
Welcome to Georgia. But
No, I'm not in Georgia.
no, we sent them up there. We sent them over there.
Thing. Y'all sending chemical warfare over here to me?
Chemical.
No,
They're spiders. That's biological. Get your facts straight.
blame it on international shipping of fruits and things from South America. They hitched a ride.
Hey,
They look a little bit like a riding spider. They have they're longer and thinner and not quite as plump.
You want to get
And,
It almost
scared?
looks like a garden. It almost looks like a garden spider that would make their web, but they're like small.
Yeah,
We have.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, but
don't
the
laugh.
webs ain't.
If you
Okay.
go out and pick up a pallet, wooden pallet, like they palletize stuff on, go up, pick one up. Look at all the bugs underneath that thing,
Oh yeah.
and then you think about these things are getting shipped all over the damn planet, which means that every bug that eats a human being in Australia is probably already in the United States and trying to figure out how to take over the government. So that's,
Yeah, and half of them have social security numbers so they can vote.
you don't believe that we have Australian insects taking over our government? Look at Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah, there you go. All that Botox. Well, never. That wax face.
Okay, that's yes, we have nothing to talk about. Corey, we have nothing to talk about, so you better.
Is she really human?
There, okay?
Well, I did, when we were talking about the COVID stuff, though, I mean, with HallowCon and FrankenCon, I know we got all.
Y'all
kinds
need
of
to
other
get
events.
Nancy Pelosi.
I don't know what she charges for an autograph.
We don't want to scare people that badly. We just want to scare them a little bit. Okay?
Well, when do you guys think realistically we're going to get back to normal?
Late 22 to
2022,
late 22, possibly
24.
mid 23.
Okay. From what I have read, and I can't tell you where I've read it, but I can tell you I've read something. This winter's going to be bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not down here.
Next winter won't be quite so bad, and the winter after that will be the winter where everything starts getting back to normal.
So by the time I retire, we'll be ready for that damn cometary impact to rule the world.
And about the time we get over COVID, we get hit by a comet. Yeah.
Yeah. I will be out of debt. That's when the world ends. The world will not have the grace to end while I still owe somebody money. When I pay off my last loan payment, we're doomed.
You know it's bad.
You need to make.
You know it's bad when we're so crazy we don't get trolled. Okay.
Cases are going down in the south. They're going up in the north.
Except for
cold weather. It's still warm down south. So.
Yeah.
Well,
it was last week. This week's a little different.
Well, it's been warm in the north.
So, Joe Dog, you think I need to take out a second mortgage on the house?
About time.
Yeah, go ahead. Might as well.
Buy toilet paper, people. Buy all the toilet paper.
Hey.
I'm buying stock in P&G right now. Y'all go get your Charmin or whatever. And
hey, I've already done my Costco run for this month.
I got in trouble on Facebook when I recommended people try ethylene glycol to help prevent COVID. If you don't want to get vaccinated, ethylene glycol would work.
Now, knowing what ethylene glycol is, I can laugh.
Wait a minute. Look, we're not doctors. Just put that out there.
I ain't prescribing nothing but
Yeah, Dan knows what ethylene glycol is. I think
I do too.
Yeah, the French put it in wine. That's. Do you remember that? I was in Europe when that happened. When the French got caught putting all that antifreeze into their wine supply to make it sweeter.
Yep.
Hey,
Don't do that when I got a mouthful of beer.
I have
I've been
lived
awarded
through a
other
bunch of
people.
crazy. I have lived through a bunch of crazy stuff. Okay.
Hey, I've been alive longer than you have. Believe me, crazy stuff does not have an expiration date.
Yeah, it don't.
I think about it. All the stuff that I have narrowly missed being on CNN. Okay. When I was stationed in Berlin, I was literally standing in front of LaBelle's discotheque about an hour before the terrorist bomb blew up inside that place. And I was talking to we were driving by the taxi. I saw a friend of mine and his wife sitting out front. We stopped the taxi cab, talked to him for a minute, jumped back in the taxi, and went to a different disco. So that's how long ago this was. We still had discos.
Uh-huh.
And I was. It's kind of funny. I was in that other place, and the bomb had gone off. And I went to the bathroom. We hadn't heard about it yet. And the military police showed up and cleared all the Americans out of that club while I was waiting in line in the bathroom. I came out. Everybody was gone. I was like, where is everybody? And I'm like,
Did you walk on the set of Day of the Triffids or something?
Here's my mind frame. Okay. I go back to the table. All my buddies are gone, but all the girls are still there. And I'm like, hey, I got all the girls myself.
Give me another drink.
And I went over, I said, where'd everybody go? And they said, oh, the MPs came in and cleared all the Americans. And I'm like, what? Yeah, they said there was a bombing or something. And then they told them all to go back to the barracks. I said, good night, everybody. Went out and got a taxi cab.
Good night, ladies.
And how I heard about it was the taxi cab driver told me about it. And then here's what's funny. He turned on the radio, but the radio's in German. I can't understand a damn thing. I didn't speak German that well at the time. So anyway, so I get back to the barracks, and I go in, and I lay down, and I'm half drunk, or better than half drunk. I go and lay down in my bunk. And I just knocked out, and I was good to sleep when somebody started banging on my door. Dun, 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 dun. Who the? I'm about to kill somebody. And I go over, and they go, "Are you one of the APC drivers?" I go, "I drive a mortar carrier." It says, "Go down, get your clothes on, go down to the CQ desk, get your keys and logbook, and wait." And I'm like, "What?" So I go down. I'm still wearing the same clothes I'd worn to the discotheque because I'd fallen asleep in my bunk fully. I didn't bother to get undressed or anything. So I throw on a coat. I go down there. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? I'm still drunk. Okay. So,
Unlike tonight.
Yeah. Which vehicle do you have? I said, I'm Charlie 6-1. Says, okay, here's your logbook. Here's your keys. Says, report to the motor pool. Get your vehicle ready to move. I'm in civilian clothes. It says, go. Now the military in Berlin was a little bit more professional than the average military. So when they tell you to drive an armored mortar carrier in civilian clothes, shit has hit the fan. I'm like, I'm going to have to fight World War III in my disco clothes. Jesus Christ. So we go down there. And I opened up the hatch, knocked all the snow off the top of the vehicle. I fired it up, fired the heater up. I'm sitting in there all nice and toasty with my head sticking up out of the hatch. And they said, "Okay, we're going to line up. We're going to head over to the four-ring and line up." Okay, so unlock it. I don't have a ground guide or nothing, so I'm like, "What the fuck?" So I'm driving over there. I drive out the motor pool. I drive down the street, drive up the four-ring, and I see the line of vehicles they got getting ready to start. And there's a bunch of guys over there waving and say, "Party, go here." So finally we get up there. And turns out they're worried about car bombs.
That's when I took a nap.
And 6th Battalion is the only battalion headquarters that is outside the fence. It's one of the side entrances to McNair Barracks. So we go up there and literally we line up all these armored personnel carriers nose to front, where there ain't this much space in between each one of them. So that there's no way that a car is going to smash through a 13-ton armored personnel carrier and get to this building.
And you're still not sober yet.
And I'm still not sober yet. I'm getting there, but you know. So anyway, finally we get everything lined up, and they said, "Okay." It says, "Lock up your vehicle, shut everything down, lock up your vehicle, make sure you turn off the power, and then turn in your keys and logbooks over here." I said, "Okay, no problem." So we lock up, go through the battalion headquarters, through Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. I finally go back to my barracks, go to sleep. I'm just laying down to go to sleep when I hear
Again.
boom. Now, it wasn't a car bomb. It was a gunshot, but it was not. It was decidedly unmilitary gunshot.
Let's go move your shit back.
And I'm like, that sounded like a shotgun. Because, you know, being from the South, we kind of know what shotguns sound like.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, here's the funny part. Okay. They put guards on the vehicles to keep people from molesting them. And back then in Berlin, our guards had Winchester 12-gauge pump shotguns.
Yes!
With the 17-inch long pattern bayonet on the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
They got a short sword on the end of a shotgun. Okay. So they got this infantry guy out there. He's in all his military uniform, helmet, and all sorts of stuff like that, and armed with a shotgun. Double-aught buckshot. Okay. Well, we moved all the armored vehicles out there, parked them front to back. No one bothered to tell the Soviets that we were moving military vehicles. And being in Berlin, they had the right to know this stuff, and they had the right to drive their, what we called them was military liaison missions. Okay. They had a right to observe everything we were doing in Berlin. So if we moved armored vehicles, they wanted to know, and
they wanted to know why y'all was moving.
Exactly, which makes sense, right? The problem was they didn't tell us they were going to be coming by to inspect why we were moving military vehicles. So they told this poor infantry soldier, they put him out there on guard duty early in the morning. They told him to guard all those APCs. Says, don't let anybody molest them. Says, we're worried about car bombs. You see a car heading in this direction in a hurry, kill the driver.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Fire a warning shot and then kill the driver. Okay. Well, okay. The Soviet military liaison missions, they always drove around the same dark green four-door Mercedes. And if you look at the side door, they got the Soviet military emblem on the side. It says something like SMLA, or I can't remember exactly. But it was this big circular thing they had painted on the door of Mercedes. So here comes this Soviet driver and 3 officers in the Mercedes with him. They're driving out there to see why the hell these vehicles moved. He comes screaming around the corner a little too fast, slid it in the snow and ice. Okay. Which, when you slide a Mercedes, it gets people's attention. Our guard turned around, saw this Mercedes heading straight at him at a high rate of speed. Boom! Fires a warning shot directly over the top of this Mercedes with these 3 Soviet officers and their driver inside of it. Thing comes screeching to a halt. He's sitting there with the 17-inch bayonet and a bunch of double-aught buckshot pointed directly at the windshield of this damn vehicle. And they're all sitting in here with eyes big as saucers like, holy shit, what the like they were going to be the first casualties of World War III. And it wasn't going to be a nuclear missile. It was going to be a Winchester 12-gauge. And look, needless. Now here's the funniest part of this whole little story. In our battalion headquarters, okay, it's a big clock tower at McNair Barracks. Okay, you've got the colonel's office, you've got the command sergeant major's office, and right next to that, you've got the staff duty office, battalion staff duty. Okay, so he's sitting in there doing his battalion staff duty stuff, and the colonel and the command sergeant major showed up early because of everything that happened. So he's in there doing it. All of a sudden, he hears boom and tires screeching to a halt. He goes run, and he looks out the window. He didn't see anything, so he goes running into the sergeant major's office to look out the window because it's got a direct view of what happened. So he runs over there to look out the window, doesn't see the command sergeant major anywhere in the office, looks out there, sees that vehicle standing there, and a guy with the shotgun and the bayonet sitting there pointed at the vehicle. Looks over and sees the command sergeant major crawling out from underneath his desk. Because the command sergeant major had heard boom and dove under his desk, being a Vietnam veteran. And, you know,
Hey, training pays off.
Yeah.
meanwhile,
Back in the
Incoming.
jungle.
Specialist Scarborough is sitting in his barracks going, what the hell was that noise? Oh, well, I'll go back to sleep.
It didn't hit me.
And you roll over.
And
So
somehow
they
through this entire story, I'm picturing 1970s John.
1980s, late
1980. Oh,
Late
okay. Well, that means it's a satin shirt and leather trousers with the
No,
disco ball codpiece.
No.
But,
no,
I'm picturing-
not even
no, I'm-
close. Okay, you got to
I'm
start thinking.
I'm picturing white pants.
No,
Not for long.
let's see, what else?
I bet he had a white shirt on.
No, it was winter. You don't wear white after
Oh.
Labor Day. Come on.
Oh.
No, this was Duran kind of.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We got
Sorry.
3 minutes till last man standing,
okay.
guys.
Since I monopolized the last 10 minutes of the show, I'll let somebody
Oh,
else.
Hey, it was
Corey-
worthwhile.
That was
Corey,
that was the
we got
best story of the night.
Corey, we got 2 minutes. Plug your thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Corey.
FrankenCon. It's a while away. It's May 14th, 2022. So hopefully all the
Hey,
numbers are
Corey,
looking good
if
by then.
you
Yeah,
got a Facebook thing, share that over on Stupid O'Clock, please.
yeah, I will absolutely.
I'd do it myself, but I had to go find it. So.
Okay, yeah, I'll be happy to.
And don't forget HallowCon this October 29th through
Is that
31st.
this October?
Yep. HallowCon.com. And with that, we're going to go ahead and roll the outro so Dan can get ready to start his show. And thanks for dropping in, Corey. Thanks, John.
Corey,
Thanks for having
being
me.
here.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Josh and Bill, who are still sort of
Thanks,
listening.
Heather, wherever you are.
And thanks, Heather, wherever you are. Yep. With that, we're going to say goodnight.
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.